Hey guys, I'm just gonna make a video, real quick, concerning the tag videos for a Pokemon team. I think first up, if I were to be the first criteria being what trainer class would you be, I think I'd be a super nerd myself. I'm kind of a bit of a nerd. I think that I'd definitely be a Pokemon nerd be the super nerd in the super nerd class. The number of Pokemon that I would have on my team would be, well, the maximum number, which is 6. I would have a full team myself, simply because I'd prefer for that to be a full number. Just a little bit more challenge. I don't think it's technically fair. I mean, especially with as many Pokemon games that I've been playing, for it to just be, 3 or 4. I think that it would be only fair to do it as a full team of 6. And my 6 Pokemon that I would have on my team, I guess it would just vary, maybe. Would vary with maybe not just the region, but also maybe with the gen, depending on what's available. Gengar would definitely be one of my members of my team, not just because he's my mascot, but also because he's just a very reliable Pokemon. The amount of times that Gengar's actually saved my ass with battles is actually pretty incredible. And even with its new ability now in Gen 7, I've actually found in times that I've actually been playing in the battle tree where my Gengar has saved my ass a good amount of times. My second member, I'd have to say, and I'm more basing this more on like some of my favorites. I have, a lot of favorites. I'd have to say, my second member would probably have to be Sylveon. I'm a bit of a Sylveon fan. The Sylveon that I have in my Pokemon Moon copy is very reliable. Can take a lot of hits. I've found that Sylveon is one of the Pokemon that I really like to use, simply because it hits really hard for me. And then my next member would have to be maybe a Houndoom. I've actually got a good Houndoom in Soul Silver right now that I think is really reliable and really strong, that I really like to use. And then I think maybe for a water type, I like to at least have one water type, typically my starter. For a water type, I'd have to say, for just the spur of the moment, I'd have to say maybe Gyarados or maybe Primarina. My Primarina in Sun is very, very strong, and I absolutely love it to death. Gyarados is one of those other Pokemon that I really like, simply because it hits really hard. That's what I really like. I've got an Earthquake. I've got a Gyarados that I have in my Soul Silver copy that has Earthquake on its set. And then for a starter, well, it doesn't have to have a starter. Honestly, I don't know really. I guess it just depends on the region, and then the games as well. I'd have to say maybe a toss-up between maybe Blastoise, maybe a Charizard, let's see, my Meganium and Soul Silver. I'm mentioning a lot of my Soul Silver team. Maybe a Meganium. Doesn't have to be a starter. It was just the first thing that popped into my head. And then, so how many do I have now? Okay, I think that's 5. And then my last member, I'd have to say, is I'd either have a Raichu, or I'd have a Rhydon, I think. Rhydon is very defensive. I really like it. It hits really hard. It's one of my favorite Pokemon, actually. One of my favorites. And maybe a Raichu, I might switch them around. A Raichu, simply because it's really fast. I actually kind of prefer the original Raichu to the Alolan version. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have the software for anything right now. But that would be my Pokemon team. That would be the number of Pokemon that I would have, which would be 6. And my trainer class